Welcome to Megapath Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's take a look at some new images for The Walking Dead Season 7 second half. Now, some of these images came with a TV Guide article that implied that the group is going to meet some hesitation with the other leaders, primarily Gregory and Ezekiel. We already saw the stuff coming with Gregory. We all know he's going to be a problem. But Ezekiel's hesitant because he doesn't want to get anyone killed by not having enough manpower for the war, which is respectable. It's more respectable than Gregory's bitch ass. So the first image up is going to be our group talking to Gregory, and I think we all know how this is going to play out. Now, it seems like they might have set something up previously where in Season 6, when they first came to the hilltop, Rick told Maggie that you need to take this, because we saw that Rick was getting pissed off by Gregory's attitude, and I'm hoping we see an aggressive Rick. Not too aggressive, but I'm hoping he shows his teeth and tells Gregory the reality of the situation, and Gregory needs to either man up or get out of the way. Now, next up is going to be the group standing in the middle next to Gregory's office, probably after Gregory told them that he's not too sure he wants to help out. But it's funny because they set something up like this last season where Rick was actually where he was now last season, or close to it, when they first came and Gregory was giving them problems, and Rick was indirectly threatening Gregory and them by saying, listen, we're going to get something. We came for something. We're going to get something. So it's interesting to see what they're going to do here. If that's going to be a callback, or maybe there's going to be some foreshadowing from that scene to now. And we do know that Jesus is going to take them to the kingdom. And we do see the group here now, so this might be after they go to the kingdom. They could be looking for some supplies. This also could be them on the way to go to see the kingdom, go to see and meet Ezekiel. And we just don't see Jesus in these shots. Now, they could have seen signs of other people out there, like the people with the binoculars. And this could be an image of them hunting that person down, or maybe they feel like they're being watched. They see some signs of stuff. They are aware of their situation, you know what I mean? And here we got Rick on the road, and this is probably just in the middle of a run. He's all sweaty as hell, so maybe this run went a little bad. We do see him in the trailer driving a car. Now, I think it would be kind of funny if they're actually out on the run and Rick is, you know, preparing for this revolution, and Negan and the Saviors actually run into them out on a run, and Negan has one of the Saviors like bump into his car, like he's gonna run his car off the road. I think that would be something funny. I'm not sure if they want to add anything like that, and there would have to be a reason to do something like that, but hey, it's possible. Now, we're going to burn through some of these images quick. I know you guys already seen them, but there's some interesting things that I noticed. Right here, a lot of fans are saying that they're burying weapons, and I don't think they're going to bury weapons. They could. I can buy that, but there's a couple things that stand out to me that scream, why would you bury the weapons? They could simply hide them. They don't need to bury them. Second off, this does not look like it's at any community, because look at the rubble right next to the grave here, where they are building in Alexandria. There's no rubble. At least maybe I have to go back and double check, but they could be hiding weapons here, but I think maybe somebody died, and maybe this rubble is actually where the person with the binoculars is living at or near, because we see something similar in another image. Now, these ducks here kind of remind me of the ducks at a fair where you pick the ducks up. They're in water. You pick them up and they have numbers on them, and depending on what number you get, you win a prize. Now, maybe this is at a new location. Maybe it's some type of game they're playing at the kingdom or the hilltop with kids. I don't know. This is weird, but if it is, why are they so dirty? So maybe this, hey, maybe this is a rundown fair area, you know what I mean? Like someplace they had something like that, and maybe they passed through looking for supplies. Now look, at here is an area that's full of rubble, and we see this walker who is shopping. He's obviously looking for goods and supplies, but since he's a walker, he's not smart enough to know that the world died. So he's pushing his shopping cart around looking for some food, looking for a good bargain. In all seriousness, if you look at this image and look at the rubble, that kind of looks similar to the rubble that we saw next to the grave in the first image. So maybe they go on a run and somebody dies here and they bury him here. Now, why would they bury him here? Because maybe the community they run into, linked to the guy or girl with the boots, lives here. It is a stretch, but hey, why not? Let's go to this image. At first I thought this might have been a whole bunch of Rick statues from season 3 and they're playing a prank on us because he's in that pose. But if you zoom in at the top to the right, you see a straight line. That looks like Ezekiel's cane, and to the left you see something that it must be Ben. He's holding a gun and he has a staff in his other hand, and we've seen images a number of times. We know Morgan is training him, so that's definitely the Kingdom on a run, and that's Ben, the clear giveaway shadow, with a gun and a bow staff in his hand. Now we do know in the trailer that the people at the Kingdom were meeting with the Saviors and they pulled guns on each other. This might be a production shot, just a promo shot taken from filming when they were doing that scene. Now here's some here's just food they're dropping off for Carol, I guess. This is hard to determine what this is from. Next we have this lantern. Now here's the thing, if you look to the top right, there's like a hand drill, and I'm thinking if you look at the scenery, that's probably a wall back there. This is most likely in the hilltop, and I'm hoping we're gonna see Earl. In the comic book, Earl is the blacksmith. If we're gonna be going to war, we're gonna need to introduce the person who's making weapons, not just bullets, but knives and swords and stuff like that. So I'm hoping this is a hint that we're gonna see Earl Sutton from the comic book. Next up, this bike. I do believe this bike is linked to another image I'll show in a second, and I'm thinking maybe this is Carol's bike. She doesn't have any horses, maybe she takes a bike. I know that's a little bit of a stretch because it seems silly. Picture Carol driving around on a bike, but maybe this belongs to the person with the binoculars, the boots individual. Why? Because look at this image. That's a battery and a light connected to what could be a bike. It could be something similar. Maybe the person or persons ride around on these bicycles. Think about it. No fuel. It's quiet as hell. You can come and go as you please. And if you have a light at nighttime, there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Now we got some nuts, and this is just a callback to Abraham.
Suck my nuts.
And then we got blood on the wall. This could link to the other two pictures with the busted town. I don't know what to call it, but the town in ruins. Now if you take this, you got a bloody hand on a wall, you got a busted up town, you have a grave that looks like it's in the busted up town or busted up community. Maybe someone got bit, hurt, cut, stabbed, shot, but they got wounded at this community or area that's near a community or near a run, and then they got put into the ground and buried, yada yada yada. I'm thinking it connects some way like that. It probably doesn't. Next up, we have more food. This could be any community. It could be either one of them. And then we have the dynamite sticks here. I'm thinking this might be a booby trap for somebody. This looks like it was set in preparation for something. I just can't pinpoint what it's for or who's using it. I don't even know if this is going to do any good. This has to have a reason. Like, what is this connected to? You know what I mean? If it's on a string and it blows up, what's near it? Now we just have a bucket with some seeds spilled out on top. Obviously this shows that they're going to be growing food and time is moving on. We're watching these people living in the zombie apocalypse, so we're going to see stuff like this, which is a realistic look at them not only going on runs for food, because that's starting to die out now. You can't keep going on runs and finding food that's not there. You're going to have to start growing your own. Now this is a really cool looking melted zombie. I freaking love this guy. He looks like he melted right into the ground. And I'm thinking maybe he's in the burnt out forest area, but that might be a stretch because I don't think they have a reason to go back and film in that location again. And is that location still there? Does it still look the same? You know what I mean? Now when it comes to this image, that's hard. What made this walker melt like that? Is this from something that got hit, some sort of explosion? We did see dynamite. Was there some type of battle that happened previously? Did somebody get burnt up and melted as a walker? He looks friggin' gory and awesome, so I love that. And he's going to finish it out with these images. And I know a lot of these promo images were released like a week ago, and we'll be back in full force with the Walking Dead discussion videos in about another week. So this is probably the newest bit of information that came out. We'll probably go another week or two with getting just a little bit of information, a little bit of promos, a little bit of stuff we can dissect, but after that we should start seeing something interesting once a week until The Walking Dead comes back in February. Alright guys, thoughts and opinions in that comment box. I'm done talking, it's your turn.
Subscribe now.